You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome along to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to sift through some really interesting developments in the digital asset world. Our mission, really, is to pull out the key insights, give you that shortcut to, feeling genuinely informed. We've got quite a mix today, some big market moves, definitely, but also some pretty groundbreaking tech stuff.
Okay, so let's kick things off with Washington. There's been a change at the top of the White House's crypto council. Bo Hines is out.
Yeah, stepping down, heading back to the private sector. His deputy, Patrick Witt, is taking the reins.
Right, and Hines, he apparently met with, over 150 crypto leaders? Quite a bit of outreach there. He's still advising on AI, though.
Yeah. It's more than just a simple handover, I think. It kind of signals, continuity, maybe.
Continuity, how so?
Well, in fact, his deputy steps right in, suggests the engagement, the dialogue with the industry is probably set to continue, not a total reset.
Yeah.
The private sector influence seems pretty baked in.
Interesting point. Okay, so from DC, let's pivot to the markets themselves because, wow, Ethereum.
What a week, yeah. Huge week. Up 24%. Pushed past $4,330. Broke some important levels there.
Definitely.
And analysts are buzzing about Wyckoff accumulation and this big symmetrical triangle pattern.
Right, those technical patterns. The Wyckoff thing suggests, smart money might be accumulating quietly before a bigger move.
And the triangle points to maybe $6,000, even $8,000 long term. So what's the real takeaway for someone just, holding ETH or thinking about it?
Well, look, it's not just the price going up. If these patterns hold and you connect it with other trends, it suggests a more sustained move, potentially. It feels different from past rallies, maybe. A bit more grounded in fundamentals, perhaps, not just hype, more about long-term utility being priced in.
Right, that maturity aspect. And speaking of series players, Harvard.
Ah, yes, the endowment news.
Their filings show $116 million in BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, I bet. So they joined Brown, another Ivy, holding crypto. How big a deal is this, really? I mean, $116 million is a lot, but for Harvard's endowment.
It's definitely a drop in their ocean, for sure. But the signal it sends is pretty significant. These big, kind of conservative institutions moving into Bitcoin, even with relatively small amounts initially, it speaks volumes about perceived long-term viability. It's mainstream acceptance building, piece by piece.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's the direction, not just the amount. And related to that institutional readiness, perhaps, Chainlink, they're starting token buybacks.
That's right, a new phase for them. For the first time, they're actively linking the network's success, the fees it generates, directly back to Lin and K value through buybacks.
So reducing supply, potentially boosting the token's value as adoption grows?
Exactly. It positions Lin and K to capture more value as, institutions hopefully start using Chainlink for real-world data integration on-chain.
Okay, so this institutional focus, this move towards usefulness.
Yeah.
It seems broader. People are talking about a post-slop era in crypto.
Haha, yeah, the post-slop era. I like that term.
What defines that? How do you tell real utility from just better marketing? Because there's still a lot of noise out there.
That's the key question, isn't it? It really comes down to, are they delivering actual products? Is anyone using them consistently? Is there a real community? Not just, paid influencers shouting. It's about transparency, quality, solving actual problems. Capital seems to be getting smarter, flowing towards proof, not just promises.
Okay, so an example of that real utility. World Mobile. This sounds pretty wild. Drone-based telecom in Indonesia.
Yeah, get this. Decentralized 5G from hydrogen-powered drones flying at 60,000 feet. Partnering with Protolindo there.
60,000 feet. What are the specs like?
Super low latency, like 6 milliseconds. Each drone covers a huge area, 15,000 square kilometers, and they claim it's way cheaper than satellite, like 18 times cheaper per gigabyte.
Wow. So they're going up against Starlink, but maybe focused differently.
Exactly. They seem to be targeting areas that already have mobile users, but maybe poor connectivity. It's a direct shot at solving a real-world problem using blockchain and, drones. Pretty amazing application.
Definitely want to watch. Okay, another utility shift. Coinbase, they've launched a retail DEX with Aerodrome.
Yeah, on Base. Making Base assets available to their huge user base, over 100 million people.
How does this shake up the DEX space, versus Uniswap or others?
It's potentially huge. See, Aerodrome's model rewards integrations like this, unlike Uniswap, which profits mainly from its own front end. Coinbase is using that DeFi mullet approach, easy, familiar finance app on the front, DeFi power underneath. It could onboard millions into DeFi almost without them realizing it.
Ah, the Trojan horse strategy.
Kinda. It could really reroute trading flows and put pressure on existing DEXs to, maybe simplify things.
And sticking with utility launch by Kinetic. Exchange as a service on Hyperliquid. What's that about?
Right, so basically it lets anyone crowdfund the stake needed to launch their own perpetual futures market without building all the complicated backend stuff.
So lowering the barrier for new exchanges,
Mm.
democratizing it.
Exactly. Teams can spin up markets quickly for niche assets or communities. Phantom, for example, apparently made like $1.8 million in revenue on Hyperliquid in just a month using this model. It fosters permissionless innovation.
Okay, so we've covered a lot ground here, from Washington shifts and institutional nods to really tangible, innovative uses for this tech.
Yeah, the landscape is definitely changing fast.
It feels like maturation.
I think so. If you zoom out, the big picture message seems clear. Crypto's moving beyond just speculation. It's about building real things, solving actual problems, creating lasting value. Not just the next pump, but the next product.
So as you continue exploring this space, maybe think about which of these innovations we talked about or others you see aren't just grabbing headlines today, but are actually laying the real foundation for whatever comes next in digital finance and tech for, well, everyone. Thanks for tuning into this deep dive. We hope you feel a bit more informed.
Spoken Tech for your ears.